Was this merely a coincidence, or is something darker happening behind the scenes? Why did Kim Taehyung, one of the brightest members of BTS, suddenly appear gloomy when entering his hotel in Paris? And why did Jungkook react so unexpectedly after hearing about the incident? These questions have spread rapidly among ARMY and global media since a short video clip went viral on social media. In that brief footage, Taehyung was seen wearing simple clothing, his face showed no smile, his eyes appeared tired, and his steps were heavy as if he was carrying a massive burden that he couldn't express. Then, the public started asking, did HYBE truly fail to protect its own artist in the global spotlight like Paris? Paris, usually known as the city of love and a hub of fashion and art, turned into the center of deep concern for BTS fans. At the time, Taehyung was scheduled to attend a prestigious event in collaboration with a renowned fashion brand that has long been associated with him. But the night that should have been a celebration and a time to shine turned into a scene of concern due to Taehyung's sad expression and exhausted demeanor as he walked alone into the hotel entrance. There was no smile, no crowd of fans as usual, no staff or team to greet him. The camera caught everything, and in that very moment, the public grew suspicious. Was something wrong? So, how did HYBE respond to the uproar? Strangely, up to the writing of this article, HYBE has not released an official statement, only a short line issued by one of their internal spokespersons via a message to Korean media saying, all activities went according to schedule and there were no incidents to be concerned about. That statement only fueled further outrage. Many felt the agency was merely trying to cover up their mistake and hoped the issue would die down naturally. But instead, the opposite happened. The public did not stay silent. Various short clips from fan cameras were compiled, analyzed, and widely distributed, showing Taehyung walking alone, unguarded, and clearly not in a proper condition. What made this story spiral even faster was Jungkook's reaction. In a live session he held a few days after the Paris incident, Jungkook indirectly addressed the situation. At first, he appeared normal, greeting fans and playing his favorite songs. But when a fan asked about Taehyung in Paris, Jungkook's facial expression changed drastically. He fell silent for a few seconds, staring at the screen without words. Then he said in a soft voice, "I know you all saw everything. Sometimes there are things even we can't control." That single sentence went viral instantly. Many interpreted that Jungkook was sending a hidden message, that he actually knew something was wrong with how the agency treated Taehyung. The phrase, "things even we can't control," was seen as a sign of frustration over the lack of protection for them as artists. That one line sparked long discussions in international communities. Was this a sign that BTS members are actually under internal pressures unknown to the public? This news gained more weight after information emerged from an internal source who requested anonymity. This source claimed there was indeed a miscommunication between the HYBE Korea team and the Paris coordinator regarding Taehyung's security and pickup schedule that night. As a result, the artist ended up walking alone from the event venue to the hotel without adequate escort. It wasn't intentional, but a lapse due to miscoordination, the source said. But was this truly just a technical error? Or does it reflect something larger, a tension between idol and agency, with this incident being just one of many unseen? As fans started piecing together a full timeline, another story emerged that strengthened the theory that Taehyung was genuinely uncomfortable that night. An independent photographer who managed to capture photos from afar said Taehyung lowered his head for quite a while when getting out of the car, even covering his face with his hand briefly before walking. Some speculated he might have cried or held back emotions before facing the public. This was supported by fan accounts stating Taehyung did not respond to their greetings as he usually would. More concerning were the rumors that Taehyung may have been mistreated by certain parties at the fashion event. Several netizens shared video snippets showing a cold interaction from one of the event organizers toward Taehyung. Though this has yet to be officially verified, it added to the growing list of questions. How could a world-class artist like Taehyung find himself in a situation that made him uncomfortable in such a high-profile international setting? And why didn't HYBE have a sufficient system to prevent such a situation? On the other side, Fans have voiced increasing concern over the psychological well-being of BTS members, especially after several incidents, suggesting they are not always given maximum protection by the agency. This is not the first case. Years ago, Jimin faced serious threats abroad without a prompt response from the agency. Now, seeing how Taehyung was treated in Paris, those fears have resurfaced. The biggest mystery and current topic of heated discussion is, why hasn't Taehyung made a personal statement about the incident? Was he forbidden from speaking? Did he choose silence due to pressure? Or is there internal friction making him feel disappointed yet forced to remain quiet? In the world of fame like K-pop, smiles on screen often mask bitter truths behind the scenes. And this time, the public seems to have glimpsed a small crack in that reality. Taehyung didn't smile in Paris, and it wasn't just fatigue. It was a signal. A sign picked up by millions of eyes who have long faithfully watched his every step. And when Jungkook also spoke, even with just a few vague words, the world knew something serious was going on. At present, pressure is mounting for HYBE to give a full explanation. Fans are demanding transparency and a revised protection system for artists. An online petition has even been circulated by ARMY across countries, asking HYBE to reform their artist security system, especially during international engagements. It's time, they say, for the agency to stop hiding behind technical errors whenever incidents threaten their artists' safety. After various speculations, public outrage, and emotional reactions flooding social media, a wave of clarification and evidence has emerged showing that the previously growing narrative that HYBE was negligent in protecting Kim Taehyung in Paris is not entirely accurate. In fact, most of the news turned out to be based on assumptions, twisted video clips, and purely emotional interpretations, not complete and concrete facts. First of all, it needs to be clarified that Taehyung did indeed appear serious and did not smile when entering the hotel that night, but that expression was not proof that he had experienced something unpleasant. A reliable source from Korean media finally confirmed that Taehyung had just completed a very tight schedule with international fashion teams and photographers for nearly 12 hours that day. The tired face and calm expression caught on camera were completely human after a long day of activities, not signs of emotional pressure or mistreatment. Furthermore, the allegation that Taehyung walked alone without HYBE's escort was disproven by a release from the hotel where the idol stayed. In an official statement, hotel management said Taehyung entered through a special route previously agreed upon with HYBE's security team, and several guards were indeed not seen in public footage because they were positioned at a distance that ensured the artist's comfort. The circulating video actually only captured a small part of the situation on site, without the full context. Most notably, HYBE finally issued a more complete official statement 2 days after the Paris incident went viral. In the clarification, they emphasized that all security protocols had been properly followed. They also stated that Taehyung was in good condition, enjoyed the event he attended, and did not experience any disturbances or unfortunate events while in Paris. In fact, Taehyung himself posted a photo on his personal social media after the incident, showing himself enjoying the city view and having a relaxed dinner with his team. Jungkook's statement, which had become hot topic, was eventually clarified as well. In a following live session, Jungkook calmly explained that what he said previously had nothing to do with Taehyung directly, but was a general reflection on how public figures are often misunderstood. He also confirmed that his relationship with Taehyung was perfectly fine and that they had just exchanged messages about a music project. From this series of facts, it is very clear that the narrative of HYBE's failure to protect Taehyung was a hasty and baseless conclusion. Many parties easily pieced together small fragments of information and created a big story that swayed public opinion in a negative direction. This is a clear example of how virality in the age of social media can generate mass panic and unnecessary pressure on both artists and agencies. This clarification is not only important to correct misunderstandings, but also serves as a reminder that fans and media must be wiser in processing information. This doesn't mean criticism toward agencies is prohibited, but every opinion must be based on complete and accurate data. In this case, HYBE turned out to have done its job well, And the alleged negligence was simply a result of premature and emotional public assumptions. More concerningly, due to this inaccurate reporting, HYBE's reputation was briefly tarnished and even caused division of opinion among ARMYs themselves. Taehyung and Jungkook, two figures who should be receiving support and peace, were instead dragged into a controversy they did not even experience. This becomes a major lesson for the entire K-pop fan community that love and concern, no matter how great, must be accompanied by reason and responsibility when spreading information.